Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. We are on episode 11 of Hanako-Kun. And we have 2 episodes left. And this is the second part of a two-parter. So either we're going to wrap up this and then it's going to leave us open for the last episode of the season, or it's a three-parter. So I don't know. But some things happened. Mitsuba's back, and I'm a little torn on how I feel about that because on the one hand, I love Mitsuba's character, and so I'm really happy that Mitsuba's back. But on the other end of the spectrum, I felt like episode 8, which is still one of my favorites in the season, was such a good wrap up of Mitsuba's character and had such an emotional punch to Ko's character that having Mitsuba back, there has to be a drawback or something connected to it, because otherwise I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's good for Ko because Ko will know that his friend's still around as an apparition, but I'm really curious. And I'm also concerned because we have Tsukasa coming in to help Yashiro and Mitsuba, which Tsukasa is such a wild card. I don't know. I'm real nervous. Some people have pointed out to watch this OP, which unfortunately I think the version that I've got to watch today doesn't have the OP, so I'm going to have to go back and watch the OP, and then when I do the reaction for episode 12, I'll talk about the OPs, because somebody commented saying that the episode 1 versus episode 11 OPs have a very stark, they need to be watched side by side. So I'm going to go back and do that when this episode's over. And then when we do episode 12, I'll talk about it. I'll make a comment about that. Or I'll comment down below in the comments with you all after I've gone and seen it. But, so I don't know what's going to happen this episode, because we're in this weird mirror hall, and the Wonder's basically been taken out by Tsukasa. He just bashed his face into a mirror, which was very disturbing. And it helps to establish to Yashiro and Mitsuba that, yeah, Tsukasa's a little unstable. A little bit. So with this episode, I'm wondering what the dynamic is. Why is Tsukasa helping them? Why is he going out of his way to help them? What's his reasoning? And why is he doing it? Because there has to be some kind of reason. There has to be some reason why he's doing this. So what is it? I'm curious about that. And I'm curious as to how Hanako and Ko are going to get involved. And then why Sakura and Natsuhiko aren't here either. So there's a lot of questions I have with this episode going in. I don't know. The one thing about this show is, even in the previews, we don't really get a sense of what's going to happen next. It's just kind of like little skits, little tidbits, but there's not really any hints to us. So going in this blind, I'm always like, wait, what is going to happen? I don't know. But I hope this is like episode 4, because episode 3 was such a great episode set up for 4, and I loved 4, so I'm hoping that 11 ends up doing the same thing, where it's just a big setup for this, and then after this is the last episode of the season, which I'm so sad about, but we'll talk more about that later. So anyway, thank you guys for watching me react to this series. I love Hanako-Kun. I'm just like all about these characters and this world and this mystery that we still have so many unanswered questions, and I love it. So we're going to dive into episode 11. Thank you all for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Please, no spoilers. I know we got 1 episode left, and we'll talk a little bit after the episode's over about some other things in the episode itself. So thanks, guys. We're going to dive right in, Cowboy Bebop style. We're going to dive into episode 11 of Toilet Bound Hanako-Kun in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Okay. This show just still has me theorizing. So, so Little Mermaid is the last episode of the season. We're going back to the beginning, obviously, with the mermaid apparition that cursed Yashiro. We've conveniently avoided this curse for the entire season, and now it's coming back. Ko doesn't know about the curse, so there's that. We haven't seen Teru in a while, so there's that. Part of me is like, is Tsukasa going to want to make Yashiro an apparition? Because on the one hand, that's how her and Hanako could be together, but on the other hand, no. Absolutely not. That means that they'd kill her. But I don't think that he can because we've established in this episode very oddly that, and I wanted to talk about that when it happened in the episode, that Tsukasa doesn't hurt her because he says he's been told not to hurt girls, which is a very old-fashioned, like, you don't hit a girl. That's a very old-fashioned, like, that would make sense with the time period him and Hanako grew up in. You don't hit girls. So he isn't hurting her, so I'm wondering if he's going to try to get the apparition to do it so he can make her into a ghost too. That seems... And I'm wondering, what I wanted to bring up in the episode at the time was him saying he's not supposed to hit girls. I wonder if we're going back to Ko's grandmother supposedly sealing Hanako away. And I'm wondering if the grandmother, when she sealed Hanako and Tsukasa away, maybe was like, you can't attack girls. I don't know. These seems like a stretch, but oh, we're going back to this. The curse, and they're tied together, and they're bound together, and okay, the Mitsuba thing makes so much more sense now because I was like, Mitsuba died. Yes, his physical form, his human form is gone. He has passed on, and Tsukasa is basically playing Dr. Frankenstein here and taking part of Mitsuba's soul, the little tiny fragment that he had, and putting it in a shell and making it into this apparition, which is disgusting and creepy and disturbing. And seemingly replacing the third wonder with Mitsuba. So I'm wondering, because it seems like Yako, the second wonder, and Tsuchigomori, the fifth wonder, are with our seventh wonder, Hanako. Like, they're all on the same side. And now it seems like the third wonder, Mitsuba, is in with Tsukasa. And I'm wondering if Tsukasa is the sixth wonder? Or maybe the fourth, since we're tying it to death. Maybe he's the fourth wonder. And we still have 6 and 1. And I believe 1 is the mermaid. And was 6 the tree? Maybe 6 was the tree. And 1 is the mermaid. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, buddy. This show. Tsukasa is terrifying. Like, I know I said Teru was terrifying. No, Teru is just menacing. Tsukasa is so unpredictable. And there were times where he was like so happy and childish, and then on a dime he just snaps and does something horrific. And I'm guessing that that's what has led Hanako to kill him in the first place, was that something happened. I'm wondering, we had that one flashback in the last episode. I'm wondering if we're going to get anything more on that. Or in episode 8 we had that. I wonder if we're going to get anything more on that in the last episode. Oh, the Little Mermaid. I'm still reeling because I should have seen that coming. Like, they're going to tie all this back together. I'm hoping they do a season 2 of this show. I really am, because they've set up so much world building stuff. And they've set up something new here, like the idea of eating apparition hearts and gaining power, and the idea of creating, if you're a full apparition, that means there is no human in you at all. So I wonder if that means that is Tsuchigomori a full apparition now? Is he a full apparition? There's no human left in him? Is Yako the same way? I feel like Yako's a full spirit. I feel like she has that humanoid form, but I feel like she's a full-on apparition. Like, I feel like she was never human, if that makes sense. Tsuchigomori, though, I wonder, was he human? And then he's just changed as time's gone on? I don't know. But we're coming back full circle next episode. I'm like, are they going to... What is this mermaid deal? Her and Hanako are tied together. That was so sweet when he found her and gave her a hug and was like, oh, you're okay. And then going to Tsuchigomori. And Tsuchigomori clearly knows that Hanako likes Yashiro, because they went out of their way to help her. And Ko... Oh my gosh, and Ko's thing. I thought that Ko was going to reach out and try to be like, no, Mitsuba, like, you're still my friend, but it's clear now that that's not the same Mitsuba. That's just, it's like a shell of Mitsuba, but it's not really him anymore. Like, there's still so much world building, and there's still so much that this show could do, and with one episode left, I'm like, there has to be more, right? Because there's still so much they can talk about. And some of you have noted that in the manga there's still unanswered questions. Like, guys, this show, it's great, and I am so intrigued to see how they're going to wrap this up. I don't know, but, okay, down below, there are 2 polls. One poll is to replace This is, as I'm airing episode 11 here, this is going to be the last week for Given. And then after that, we're going to select a new anime. So if you've not voted down below for the Given poll, you can. This will be the last week. The Given poll is down below for its replacement. And then for this show, we have this week and next week. I do have down for a sports anime to replace it. Sports anime, some of the choices you might be like, they're playing a sport, but is it a sports anime? I'm looking at you, Free. I don't know anything about Free other than that there's hot guys in swim trunks. That's all I know. But that's one of the choices down below, along with some other shows as well. And then you can choose your own other as well, too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my gosh, this show, it just gets me every week. And there's so many questions going into the final episode. I don't know what to expect. Please, no spoilers down below, but feel free to comment about this episode and any other observations. If you want to comment, like, all the observations leading up to this final episode, that'd be great, because I might want to talk about that before we start. Like, just any mysteries, things that are left unanswered. Please, no spoilers for episode 12, though, because I want to go in and be like, yes. So, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys come back next week when it's the final episode of Toilet Bound Hanako-Kun. I hope you all have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.